there is this argument always, let's hush it. I mean, of course, you don't want to make it a weapon of propaganda for Russia.
Right.
So that's exactly why you need to get your facts straight. Your actual transparency is what's built in trust. So if you have a case of corruption, you have to go heads on. You need to investigate. You need to show how you're going to change the rules. And, in fact, I've spoken with Prime Minister multiple times after the scandal, and that's exactly what she's doing. Right. And she's constantly looking for the ways to move forward and change things on corruption. She wants to be open. She wants to be transparent. She's campaigning publicly and privately about this. So, like she is like, right. Like Truman, like where people are saying to her, yes. Like, maybe we do it in a more political way. I think tactically you might be better off by being smart, political, but strategically you will lose. In the longer term, you will lose. You need to build trust. Ukraine needs to build trust with every country in the world who is our ally. Trust requires transparency and procedures. Trust requires ethics and culture. Mm-hmm. Ukraine needs to demonstrate it has that. Ukraine needs to demonstrate it's not homogeneous. There are good people and bad people. I mean, I don't want to label people. There are people who are ethical or who behave ethically, and people who behave unethically. And people who behave ethically are winning, in my view, and trying to eradicate unethical behavior. Some people change. Some people get prosecuted who don't understand the change. That is an ongoing fight. That has always been a fight in Ukraine. That's why we had the Revolution of Dignity in 2014. It's actually an anniversary 2 days ago. Downstairs right. At the Kyiv School of Economics, you see some elements and memoria from that. I was there on Maidan. A lot of people, even our students as kids, were on Maidan. Many of them were there. And so for us, it's not even 10 years, it's maybe 30 years fight, trying to get rid of this Russian or Soviet legacy of abuse of society by the government. And so we see elements of that, and we're really pained. It's really awful for us. For me personally, mm-hmm. For my wife, we were just having lunch and talking about this. Is 30 years into it. We still can't eradicate this, but we've gone a long way. If you compare it to 2014, where basically the government would take over your businesses and say, you owe me 50% of your company. Now that's not imaginable today. But we still have to do a lot of work.